y'all remember the Pokemon is demonic? Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons is witchcraft. Games that will invoke the devil. And if you play Call of Duty, you're a mass shooter in training argument. The arguments that pulled people away from Christianity as an ideology because you're minding your fucking business. Then out comes this unhinged individual, right? The type of digital Christianity individuals that you see in like Discord groups or on Twitter. But I mean, I guess back then those things kind of existed, but you'd actually come face to face with these individuals and have to suffer their presence, right? Now, I think we've reached back around to like not like the mindset, right? Well, okay, I'd say the mindset, but it's a different group of individuals and different arguments, right? Because obviously, and I know I'm late to the party, right? Look, I'm making a fucking video game and I work for a living. Like, I get it. I'm going to be late to the party. But the whole five fucking people that watch this channel, they need my opinion. I gotta give it. But I think we've reached back around to that mindset, only it's a different, like, the opposite ideology. And this is my synopsis, so and the whole one person, please correct me if I'm wrong, because there's a lot of individuals that are like, oh well, this is a eugenicist, Nazi propaganda, like propaganda, I suppose, and a lot of people were pissed off at this American Eagle ad, and it's this odd group of individuals online that they don't stop and wonder why they think the way they think about these things. Instead, they're like, okay, so I think this way. How do I use my ideology to justify why I think this way? Instead of, looking within, they instead look without at everybody else. And that's where they based their ideology. Like, this is clearly just a play on words because she had like a jean shirt and jeans on. And critics of ads, what the fuck does that even mean? Jeans to jeans, knowing former hair color, personality. Again, we've reached around, right? And the type of people that I've noticed that have the like you would think it was the KKK or like neo Nazis that had like look at things like hair color and fucking eye color, but no, these are the people that they base their entire ideology based off what the Nazis hate and based off and not like the National Socialists, pre World War II Nazis. It's the everything I disagree with and don't see. Fine, I do not see your point of view. That type of Nazi. Oh, is this going to be the type of thing that it tries to fleece me? Okay, no, actually not. Earlier taught the white booth, and she reads from the book, poses on camera, commercial, catering to different audiences for American Idol show, and Sweeney can be a marketing force for multiple products. I mean, sure, but at the end of the day, she was just a product for the the, the jeans. I mean, modern fable of feminine. What the fuck does this mean? We're gonna play a role in the Texans various. I don't know. Like, to me, this just mocks the commercial on fucking TikTok. I'm sorry. Does anyone use TikTok as a means to get to get your information? Essayist, what the fuck is? I'm just skimming, and it's like, oh, Star Public Eye have come to Sweeney's events like former racer car driver Danica Patrick, who has seen similar light as Sweeney's infamous GoDaddy.com ads. I mean, can we? Why are we acting like we're in a mental asylum? It's clear why they use Sydney Sweeney for us, because she's a pretty woman. And I think there's this demographic of people that sees Pretty Woman, even if it's in fiction, on the TV screen. And again, they just get mad. But again, instead of looking within and being like, okay, so why does this make me mad? Like, why do I lack the stoicism of my parents, or of my father, to be like, oh well, I mean, I might not look at it like this, but it's fine. They hold these unhinged opinions, but they look without, and they try to justify it to the people around them that also think the same fucking way. Like, uh, I, and they act the same way they think the sexists act, but they're the ones that are the sexists. It is. I'm trying to put what this to words, but it's like you need to invent an entire online compendium of words to justify what the fuck is actually going on. I don't even. I want to read the fucking comments of this shit. It was made big. It was made into a deal. It was made into a deal because controversies brought awareness to product. A Jeans was actually helped sell the product. People that got on board with the hate got played and actually helped. Look, is this a fucking bug on me? What the fuck, bro? People got on board to sell the product. Has been a real racist with the AE would have dropped that campaign, try to pretend it never had. I don't know what the fuck this. I mean, if people were being played like a fiddle, it worked. But I feel like there's people that legitimately thought this way, which tell you that some other country hired her right after the American Eagle ad, which should tell you that controversy only served to give she and the company favorable cover. Yeah, I mean, you can sell a product based off outrage, because see, the people that have the stoic mindset, they're the ones suppressed, while some bumbling idiot on TikTok is given like that disagrees with this is giving like, and the normal people that just say, okay, it's clearly this. You guys are also brainwashed. You can't even see the obvious right in front of your eyes. You're gonna force me to click see more. What the fuck? They attack themselves and Mikkels to spark controversy. No, bro, like, people. If this was the case, man, it fucking worked. But people, any publicity is good publicity. I mean, that's something that sounds correct until you realize that IPs and franchises have this thing called consumer faith, and you can piss that away a couple times. You can alt a couple times with that, but after that, you lost that consumer faith. It's why any product that LucasArts, like Star Wars product, comes out only loses money. I mean, they have to do it to protect the IP, the trademark. But okay, this might happen in the short term and be true, but in the long term, that doesn't. It just doesn't isn't applicable. I mean, and I legitimately believe, like, you see how people act towards video games, right? Products and groups and, communities that don't affect these people, but they have to act completely unhinged regardless to justify the ideology. I mean, people like to play the but actually no. There's people that legitimately think this way. If there wasn't, this wouldn't have been so successful. People would have been like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. But no, people probably bought in specifically to spite the people that think this way. I went all out and spent that on an American Eagles product because of backlash of the commercial. Yes, I'd hire her for American Eagle. The campaign was even more of a success with the controversy. How many people had their brand in the forefront of the mind before it? Yeah, I mean, the outrage definitely helped, and I definitely do believe. Again, we're looking at how ads and how companies are decoupling from ideology and just focusing on the product, which I think should have always been the idea, but I mean, whatever. And you see companies like American Eagle do this, and people are freaking out because you have the people that are like, they deal in moral currency. They don't deal in actual currency. Like, what's the conversion rate of the so-called of dollar amount of the so-called racist and the enlightened individual? I'd say they're the same, like one for one, unless you deal in this moral currency system that for some reason, individuals just need to latch on to because it's the only way they feel like they have, I guess, value. But again, you just see again American Eagle being like, nah, like let's just sell the fucking product, and I feel like more people would turn towards this. And it's also people are sick and tired of the inshitification of brands and IPs. I mean, I need to do another video about this, about the Cracker Barrel thing. I mean, I have an entire reason outside of what people think. And this is me talking to people who work in sales, work in advertisement, and it's something that, though makes sense, isn't mutually exclusive to other reasons why they did the change. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. My opinion about this is if more companies do this, right, there's a base of people that's just tired of IPs and brands being shitified and shitivatized. I don't like you adding a V. I'm tired. And they will just buy this just off of pure principle, right? That's the only way the consumer seems to have power in this thing is to just put their money towards the things they want. And I guess those that deal in moral currency, I mean, they'll be destitute. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.